Hello, this is Astrology Talk. It's March 4th, 2022, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the planets in transit and how they are changing. So the Sun is at 13 Pisces, and another planet that's in Pisces is Jupiter. It's at 14 Pisces. And Jupiter was closer to the Sun, or just it was definitely a conjunction yesterday, and now they're moving apart, and the Sun is going to continue progressing through Pisces, and for the next few days we will definitely still feel the energy of the Sun and Jupiter together, but eventually they will separate. And the energy of Aries, where the Sun is going, is quite different than Pisces. And we will notice a shift. The Moon is in Aries now. It was in Pisces. And the energy of the Moon in Aries is very obvious. There's a lot of activity. There is a lot of personal energy and inspiration and fire going on. People feel more activated about things, and they can get, overreact to things, even in subtle ways. The overreaction is the key word there. Aries is impatient, and so the Moon controls the emotions or influences the emotions. And when the Moon's in Aries, you can be anxious, and you can be very enthusiastic, for better or for worse. Nothing else is in Aries right now, but in the next month or so, we'll see some Aries energy integrated into our lives, and it should be quite interesting. Mercury is at 21 Aquarius, and it was conjunct Saturn at 19 degrees Aquarius, but now it's moving on. And when it goes into Pisces and Saturn is still in Aquarius, it's going to be easy to forget what it was like when Mercury and Saturn were conjunct, because the Pisces influence of Mercury is two ways. It's very creative, very inspired, and very sensitive, and internalizes a lot of things. So with Mercury in Aquarius right now, it's externalizing a lot of things. But when it moves into Pisces over the next 2 weeks, a lot of the urges that people have to communicate will be turned inward, and creative expressions will come out of that. Venus and Mars are still conjunct in Capricorn at 28 degrees, and I find this very interesting that they are spending so much time in an exact conjunction. I would ask people to look at their personal lives and their love lives and their home lives, and that's what I'm doing. And looking to see what seeds are being planted, what building structure is forming, because it is forming, something's forming, and it will manifest. So this conjunction between Venus and Mars in Capricorn is definitely going to put something out there that we all have to deal with personally as well as collectively. Saturn is still teaching lessons to the world, and they're not easy lessons to be taught. There are so many things happening that we all have questions about, and that we must find answers to those questions. The planet Uranus is still in Taurus at 11 degrees, and I see that as a stabilizing influence. Neptune is at 22 Pisces, and that is something we all have to kind of wrestle with. Neptune, the influence is about how you look at things, how you feel things, how you experience things emotionally as well as psychically, or your inner mind. Everyone has thoughts that they share with other people, but everyone also has thoughts that stay inside your head and manifest through dreams and manifest through just ideas and thoughts that don't get articulated. And it is those ideas and thoughts that you keep inside your own mind that have in some ways a world of their own. And the Neptune influence shifts like the tides, and you can feel positive and negative at the same time. That's kind of weird, isn't it? I mean, feeling positive and negative about something at the same time. When you do that, when you experience that, you need to breathe. Really, all you need to do is breathe. You don't need to do anything about those thoughts. You don't need to take action, which a lot of people do feel the urge to make some decisions and go in a certain direction when they have these times when they're having positive and negative thoughts at the same time about the same thing. So you just need to breathe and move around and do something different to distract yourself. When you get to that point, that point where you're thinking, I've got to do something, I've got to change this energy because it doesn't feel right, or it's unsettling in some ways. It's like the ocean, which is very healing. The tide comes in and the tide goes out, and the waves come in and the waves go out. And if you can get in that rhythm and just realize you just need to just flow with it, and that you can flow with it, Neptune won't sink your boat because it's capable of sinking people's boats, if you know what I mean. People freak out because of the Neptune influence. People get overwhelmed with fear, and especially when it's in something like Pisces, which is not fully or strongly attached to reality, quote unquote, reality anyway. And maybe I should explain that, but I think I've already talked too long. But I think a lot of people know what I'm talking about, and if you have any questions, just send me an email at patriciacraven817@gmail.com or leave a comment, because We're all in this boat together. Okay. Thank you.